Hey guys, it's me Shane. I'm here to give you another Digimon Adventure 2020 episode review and recap. And boy, do I have an episode for you. This is episode 36, Operation Satellite Sniper. So, before we begin, I'll tell you to please hit the subscribe button, and get subscribed. We do these videos every Sunday, and boy, are we excited about the Digimons. So, if you remember last time, we got Tailmon or Gatomon to those who know most of the English names, turned into Angelwoman. They were fighting at the bottom of the sea, fighting Marine Devimon, who really didn't do much of anything, but we had a really great moment with Tailmon reflecting on herself and becoming less afraid of evolution. The beginning of this episode started before the recap. It was like Koshiro was in a galaxy. It reminded me heavily of the original Digimon adventure, the original Digimon season 1, where Kabuterimon got his ultimate form. This thing is just so weird because he's you see an outline of him, you see the galaxy, then you hear Tai saying, Koshiro, you have to do this, and he's like going between the city and then the digital world, then back to the galaxy. And of course, we get our fabulous intro song. I hope they never change that song. That song's really good. Excuse me. Uh, so we have Koshiro and Tensomon. They're in this wasteland. Kodomamon, of course, with the others, pulls up to him, and people are fleeing Tokyo. The Houston area. I don't know if that's the name of like the official space station, the ones who are monitoring this in Japan, but Houston, they couldn't. They're trying to figure out what's going on. Where is it going to hit, and how? And just because it could be in the city, they're trying to evacuate everybody in Tokyo. The Tsukabe says, station is going to explode at this rate. So the harder it's falling down, the greater chance it's going to have of exploding, and that's what's going to cause the most damage. Not just the impact, but the impacts of everything around it. Tensmon said, as soon as Koshiro got there, which he said later, but as soon as Koshiro got there, he's been doing nothing but studying data about the surrounding area. And I didn't know they were going to make note of this, but I made note of it instantly. Then the characters start talking about it. There are these giant Digimon bones, massive, and then I got corrected because not Patamon or Tankaru said they're fossils. They're these massive fossils. And Patamon said, looks like these Digimon are so ancient and so big. They were so big when they were alive that instead of just fading away, their bones are still there. And Piyamon is just like, I really hope they don't, come to life. And the bones, one of them actually looks like Skull Greymon. Get a chance to look up Skull Greymon. You can do it right now if you're not watching this on your phone. It had the same kind of horn. I couldn't tell what the other one was. And the thing I want to note is it's kind of weird that they have fossils there because generally when Digimon die, they turn back into an egg inside of the children village, the village where they become eggs. We even saw that with Patamon and Tailmon. Their megaforms turned into eggs after they were destroyed during that battle. So maybe it's different. Maybe since the digital world went from ancient times to the current era, maybe that is a thing that has changed. Ty had noted that it looks like these two massive ancient Digimon had a fight, and it was to a draw. And Sora was wondering, does this have anything to do with Millenniummon as well? And Tailmon rightfully said, well, there's more battles going on besides that of light and dark in a digital world. There's three kinds of fights. There's the law of nature, which creatures will clash. There's a fight for survival. You got to eat. You got to stop yourself from being eaten. And then there is pride, kind of like with Ogremon and Greymon when they had their battle. I really enjoyed that. I like those three forms of conflict and fighting. Really good job, Digimon. And between these bones around them is this massive pillar of energy. And Koshiro goes to explain this pillar, like they ripped open and distorted the space around them, and this pillar reaches so far up to the top that it goes through the digital world where you can interact with the human world. Got my handy dandy notes here, and at that top, that's the singularity. So the key is to get up there, use the singularity, so they can snipe the falling ISS International Space Station, not destroy it because destroying it would just cause more damage. Make it veer off course, land in the water, and then they'll be able, people in the real world can take it from there. They won't have to worry about this thing that has been going on. Actually, this has been going on since before. No, yeah, this has been going on since they got to that continent, the new continent they got to. I forget the name of it, but man. And he's making a note that the data that was corrupted by Digimon has to be fixed and uncorrupted by Digimon. But they only get one chance at this. The window is small, and there's so many other factors to go into it. He hasn't even had time to go through those factors and scenarios. But they get one chance, and it's a huge gamble. They need to get close. They get to the top and get close, and because they had 20 minutes. And Tai says, you know what? That's enough time. And everyone's just like, well, Koshiro was like, wait, what? Agumon Digivolve straight into Greymon. He's saying, that's enough time. It's time for us to go, guys. And everybody's like, yeah, let's do this. We got this. Greymon goes in the middle. Greymon. The sequence for that was short. So as they're flying up to the top, we get, and it looks like Power Rangers almost. You get Tentomon to Kabuterimon, Piyomon to Bergermon, and Patamon to Pegasmon, with Hikari and Tailmon riding behind Takaru as they go up. So as they're flying up, they've got 15 minutes left. Kodomomon is cheering them on, and they're going to be cutting it really, really, really close. As they're flying up, lightning starts to hit them. It's like lightning is literally hit them. It's not the black lightning. It's just normal lightning. And Pegasmon does his shooting star technique. That was the main attack he had in Digimon Adventure Season 2. That was his main attack, not the little beam he has right now, but the shooting star technique took care of the lightning. But then we have a new Digimon that appears, and this Digimon, I've seen this guy before years ago. This is Blade Kawagamon. As you see, it has electric legs. That red thing in the center, that's actually its eye, and yes, that is a blade, hence the name. I will read to you a bit of its blurb on from Wikimon. This is a machine champion level Digimon, and its body's been weaponized. Its whole body is a chrome Digizoid. It has a habit of indiscriminately attacking anything that moves, and actually, even Ultimate, which they mean Mega, even Mega level Digimon could get pierced all over and actually die. So this thing is a problem, which it proves itself to be because it slices Greymon's leg, and it's actually hurting him. Metal Greymon's leg, and it's actually hurting him. We get Meteor Wing from Bergermon trying to make these things scatter. One stabs her, and Sora's is like, holy crap, but Bergermon grabs it with his beak and bites down. It knocks it out, but it doesn't destroy it, because remember, these are Chrome Digizoid is the Digimon version of you can kind of vibranium. Got vibranium, and you have adamantium. Chrome Digizoid is the vibranium. This stuff is hard. You can crack it, you can hit it, but it's gonna be hard for it to break. And they have all of these things started. They have more and more of droves of these things tagging because they're pretty small compared to most champion level Digimon. They're near the size of Gatomon almost. Tailmon, sorry, almost. So we get Bergermon to Garudamon, Kabuterimon to Alter Kabuterimon Red, also known as Mega Kabuterimon. And, they're taking these things out, but there's more and more still coming, but yet and still, they keep climbing up. They have 8 minutes at this point. Tailmon's tail with the ring on it stands on end because that's how she senses danger approaching. And suddenly, beams of light start raining down on them, and it curves and it knocks them back. And in this, we have Metal Life Kuwagumon. That is literally the name, Metal Life. This is the ultimate level of uh, Blade Kuwagumon. And one of the things I didn't mention before is that uh, it was noted that the lightning that was around them wasn't affecting the Blade Kawagumon. They were just shrugging it off. And again, it was made note that they evolved to adapt to that area because they feed off of the large pillar of energy. Really interesting stuff. Like this is and the Digimon just show you Metal Life Kawagumon apparently showed up in Digimon Cross Wars, the young hunters who leapt through time. I call it season 3. It's right after they defeated the Bagura Mon army because they had 2 seasons of that, and then things started going to the real world, which they had some really good concepts in there. But I'll talk about Cross Wars later. So this is the second showing of this Digimon. Blade Kuwagumon actually showed up in Digimon Next manga. That was the first time it showed up, but this is its anime debut. So this thing fires these neon beams, which even in its file, it fires lasers from those hands, and they're homing lasers. So these things are, the beams are hitting them. They're knocking them around a bit, and Gatomon takes the initiative to try to knock out some of these Blade Kawagumon that seem to come from behind whenever Metal Life Kawagumon is on the attack. Funny thing to note, Blade Kawagumon's machine, Metal Life Kawagumon, is actually an insect, which means that it is adapted enough to get this humanoid form and be nimble. And all of Telmon's attacks are called Neko means cat in Japanese. So it's Neko Scratch, Neko Kick, Neko Punch. I get the puns. It's kind of dumb. I'm really glad this isn't in English because I don't want to hear any cat puns. Dubs of Digimon are just bad. I digress. Now they have 6 minutes left, and the thing about it is, Pegasusmon, Takaru, Hikari, and Tailmon are all surrounded. Takaru says, "You guys just keep going. We'll take care of these suckers." Taichi says, "Count on you, buddy. You got it." I love how encouraging, get it, courage, encouraging Taichi is to everyone. He just literally says, "I believe in you. I know you got this." So you got the bug and the bird. They are both hit, and they're starting to they fall into the energy. It looks like, and the energy kind of looks like it hurts a little bit. I couldn't really tell. Maybe this is just me thinking it's something that happens later. But Metal Greymon gets his railgun, which this railgun is basically a sword for this guy because he's using it to battle against Metal Life Kawagumon, and Metal Life Kawagumon is able to use those beams that come out of the fingers and turn it into a beam saber. So they're clashing, they're doing their thing, and as he's holding them off a bit, Garudamon comes in, Mega Kabuterimon comes in from the bottom, and they're basically keeping up. The most impressive thing to remember is that they're going up. This battle is happening as they're going up, and they're still constantly moving. Well, you get Blade Kawagumon showing up, stabbing Garudamon in the chest and midsection, and then suddenly her and Sora get surrounded. They say, "We got this," and Garudamon, in this series, Garudamon isn't just like this standoff Digimon to the side that you guess it's strong. It does a lot of butt kicking in this series, and we even see it, doing a fiery flourish before we cut to Taichi and Koshiro making their way up to the top. Make sure I didn't miss anything. So now, as the more Blade Kawagumon are coming towards Koshiro and Taichi in the real world, the station's already said, "All right, this thing is a 16,000 feet. It's pretty close to getting to the city." And the energy starts to hurt our Ultimate Digimon because they're getting hit and slapped and shot into it. And I'm assuming that this energy is like literally pure energy, the way it's burning them. And there's a red electricity that kind of goes across Taichi's Digivice. And his Digivice starts to do the glowy thing, like when it's time to get our Mega level on. my goodness, as they're being enveloped in this energy, this electrical energy, Metal Greymon does Digivolve. And he Digivolves into one of my favorite Digimon. This is Blitz Greymon. Uh, I raised one of these for my birthday this year, along with his partner Digimon Crescarurumon, which I will gladly show you. This guy apparently is a subspecies, not just of Greymon, but of War Greymon. Uh, all his attacks are electric based. He can make an electric shield out of the particles around him that literally guarded them from the Blade Kawagumon as well as Metal Life's beams. And Koshiro rightfully says it looks like Metal Greymon adapted its evolution into becoming, instead of War Greymon, this Digimon itself. This is something new that we have not happened before. That's not happened before. We have not seen. I, not just the fact I got to see a new Digimon. The fact that this isn't some type of slide evolution. This isn't, the armor evolutions. This is the Digimon are adapting to what is happening to them, and why not? Since our protagonists, the chosen children's Digimon, go back to their base rookie forms. Notice they have never gotten to the baby form yet, which is pretty cool. They go to their base rookie forms. They've gone to baby once, I believe, but stop interrupting yourself. They go to their base rookie forms. If you're in a different environment, you're going to change, kind of like how the Blade Kawagumon did. And interesting note, remember, the Seadra Digimon did say that they did not originate there. They adapted to being in the sea, which you saw the penguin, you saw different type of sea Digimon, aside from the ones that actually are fish, which is important because I'm going to guess that Marine Angemon was probably one of the holy Digimon that had to adapt in Digivolve, which is why it had the same ring that Gatomon has. It's always had it in the series, but it's how you rationalize, right? Mega Kabuterimon, Altura Kabuterimon is just enraptured in this form, this big bright red power of energy. He's using he's using those hands, those buster hands of his, to just hit and use plasma stakes. They too are getting surrounded by Blade Kawagumon. And Taichi says, Koshiro, go. And Koshiro's like, no, I told you I will support you, which he did say. He said, I will be support. Taichi says, no, we are going to take care of this here. You can do this. Go. Koshiro and Alter Hair Kabuterimon, they just skyrocket because you can see the top at this point. And it's this blue area. It's that blue area that they were stuck in before when they were trying to get their way back and got separated. And the same area where you saw the in-training Digimon, the little babies eating up the data. And it's at this point where we get back to what happened in the beginning, where Koshiro's floating in this galaxy and he says, I always said I didn't mind being alone. I was okay with sitting in the corner and just watching everybody do everything. And it got to the point where even adults started to worry about him. It's kind of always been hinted that even in the original season 1 that because Koshiro was adopted, he had issues adapting that way. I don't know if he's still adopted in this one, but he had issues making friends and adapting because while his parents didn't tell him right away, they told him in the other series when the city was overrun with my oldest mom's forces. But he always felt kind of off and different. I kind of wonder if they're trying to say that Koshiro might be on the spectrum, kind of like what happened with Billy with the Power Rangers movie remake. Possibly, I don't know. Maybe he just has some emotional issues. But this is an interesting character development. Anybody who's a fan of Koshiro, like myself, and anyone who is a fan of just giving another character shine, because I know one of the issues people say is that they focus too much on Yamato and Taichi. This boy got his time to shine. So we do get to see Blitz Greymon's electric, those two wings on the back that are actually cannons. We get to see him use those on the Blade Kawagumon around him before Koshiro goes up. And now they're in the seconds. He's telling Alter Kabuterimon, before I was alone, but now I have you. and I have all my friends. We get flashbacks of him with everybody, especially the first moment he was with Tai, where Tai rightfully says, "You saved us. You helped us knock out that missile and save everybody." So he got friends, and now he only has 10 seconds. The Hornbuster's charging up, and the window is getting shorter and shorter for them to snipe it. The Hornbuster starts to form Mega Kabuterimon's mega form over his body. And I know if you're a fan of this, you already know that's Hercules Kabuterimon, but that was one of my first Digimon cards. Love this Digimon. Can't wait till he Digivolves. But right now, they're focusing. With 1 second left, they shoot the Hornbuster through the singularity, hitting the node that they needed to hit that controlled the trajectory. It explodes, knocking off those devilish yellow baby Digimon that were causing all this issues, stopping it from going straight into the city, and it turns and falls into the water. The when they hit the shot, his crest of intelligence, crest of knowledge, shows up. I don't think the people in the real world saw it. We saw it, but they didn't see it. They don't know what happened. It's unexplained, but we all know what's happening. After some praising words from Alter Kabuterimon, they're making their way back to meet with their friends. Agumon has Agumon. Well, Blitzgreymon is now Agumon again. He still has this red glow about him, and Taichi's Digivice still has that red electrical spark because uh, Blitzgreymon is a virus type Digimon, uses electric moves. He's red. That's his deal. And that was our episode. The encyclopedia today for my boy basically just it only it just talked about the added. It didn't even talk about the adaptation. Just talked about his moves. We got to see his little digital sprite, of course, in the corner like you always do, and we did get to hear Koshiro repeated what Alter Kabuterimon said. He said, Tentamon had been mumbling the whole time. Uh, that's mighty brilliant. He talks in a weird old Japanese Kansai accent, but he says that was brilliant. And Koshiro gives us the hint saying, one day you too. They're all gonna get their mega forms. It's just a matter of when at this point. Um, yeah, I didn't know Blitzgreymon was a subspecies of Wargreymon, but the next encyclopedia is Leomon, which has to mean we're gonna get Leomon somewhere in this episode. Next episode is gonna be the Mimi Wars. Quite literally, we're gonna see the Gogamon, which is it's a sand lizard that's brand new to the Pendulum Z Digivices that just came out in Japan. You can actually pre-order those. You can order those on Premium Bandai. Sponsor me, Bandai. You can order them on Premium Bandai to get them. That Digimon, a lot of the newer Digimon in here are actually in that. And the thing to note is that the encyclopedia, if you play the Digimon card game or are interested in playing it like I am, the whole thing, before we get the image of the Digimon, the back of it looks like the back of the cards. Nice touch. Very nice touch. It all is coming together. So guys, we get to see Mimi help her rock Digimon friends fight the Goblimon, or Goblinmon as they're known in English. I can't wait. This episode. See, if I was super biased, which I am biased because this is one of my favorite Digimon, and I forgot to show you something. I told you I also raised one of these because this is a Crest Garurumon, and the Digivices this thing digivolves from Metal Mamimon, which digivolves from Garurumon. But I can't wait till Were Garurumon turns into that instead of Metal Garurumon, and then you have Omegamon Altier S, or Omnimon for those of you who don't know the Japanese name. Love this thing. Instead of the gray sword, you got the gray shot because that thing uses guns and he uses swords. But yeah, guys, I gotta give this my initial thought is 4.5. It's not like the greatest episode. I find it's hard for me to like push it to a 5, but it's teetering. I'll give it a 4.5. Hell, I do things on a 0.5 basis. I wish I could break that scale and give it a 4.9. It's so close to a 5. Not only do we get more lore on the digital world, more questions. We get some answers we didn't know we wanted. We get more questions like there's more than just the light and dark war. This is a real world where there's stuff that happens, like Telmon said. Apparently, back in the day, when Digimon died, they died, and the massive one's bones stay around, much like we saw the carcass of the Breakdramon in that one episode I was telling you guys about. I believe it's the episode that we got Pegasmon. We get we know that in order to fix what Digimon uh, corrupt, they had to be fixed by another Digimon. We also know that the environment matters where these Digimon are. So while evolution typically takes millions of years, time moves fast in the digital world. And remember, the war between light and dark wasn't that long ago. It was long enough. It was long enough that those Digimon retreated to the water, became undersea Digimon, probably with the help of Marine Angemon, whatever he was before with that ring, helped them to live down there. So I'm gonna suspect if we don't get Garurumon, not just to Metal Garurumon, but to Crest Garurumon, and we don't get those two saying, man, these our boys are not adapt for the regular mega forms to fight this. It's time to switch it up. I would be it would be a shame if that didn't happen. It'd also be a shame if everyone else didn't get adaptive mega levels. I had a feeling that we're at episode, what is this, 36? I heard this first season supposed to wrap up around 50. I don't see this thing ending. There's too much really, really good stuff in Digimon Adventure 2020. 4.5 just for you. We finally wrapped up that plot hook of that secondary plot that kept going through every episode of, hey, there's a thing going on. Since we've been here, this thing is happening. Even though we've been separated, Koshiro has been figuring this out. Like Tentomon, Kabuterimon have been keeping them safe, and they've been figuring this thing out. So, guys, 4.5. Please tell me what you thought of the episode down below. I'm sorry this one ran long, but it's one of my favorite Digimon, guys. What can you blame me? Again, thank you for showing up. Please remember to subscribe, hit the notification bell, get notified of more videos like this every Sunday. Come hang out with me. Let's talk some Digimon. Please remember to share this video with your friends. Show them this great thing. Hey, if you can't watch my face and watch some of the examples I'm giving you, you can listen to it in the background. I don't mind that either. And please, as always, drop me a comment. Tell me what you guys think. As always, guys, please be good, be blessed. Wash your hands, wear a mask. Black Lives Matter. Happy Black History Month. Please be good to yourself, be good to others, be safe out there. And as always, I will see you next time.